Hello everyone, Dal here for another breakdown because you guys seem to like the last one. So yeah, again, saving people from the Twitter timelines. This video is or this episode has had very mixed emotions from me. I was so happy about one thing and so sad about another. We'll get into each afterwards. I've actually structured this video a little bit better. I've got notes and everything and the timestamp, so I'm not going to be mindlessly going through the times trying to look for what I'm talking about and look for something to talk about. First thing that I do want to talk about though is this Eren versus Reiner fight was extremely short. I knew it was going to be short because of the fact that it showed that other stuff was happening in the episode. But damn, I didn't expect it to be this short. I mean, homie got minked once and died. Not died, but yeah, you know what I mean. One thing I do want to bring up though, because I saw a tweet about one of the animators that worked on this episode. So the Armored Titan in this shot is actually a mix of 3D and 2D, which the result looks really nice. Like, not a case of swapping between 3D and 2D, like that sort of thing, but actually merging it together, which I really like the result, and if they did this for more things, like as this season goes on, I would be fully down because it's not as weird as the 3D, or not weird, but as off-putting as the 3D, but it's also not as hard on the for the 2D animators to do the stuff in the time schedule they've got, etc. etc. Um, but yeah, Reiner had this whole new form that looked cool, just to get killed in like the 2 seconds. He got one punched, no Saitama. Yeah, that's all I really got to say about that. I'm disappointed in Rhino. He stayed taking L's, but I mean, at least he got Galliard back, so that's some sort of W. But again, still took an L. Next, I want to talk about everyone else's, like the scouts, everyone else's opinions on what Eren's done, because obviously I think they mentioned it somewhere that obviously Eren came here alone. I don't know how long he's been here. I can't remember whether it's he's been here for 1 year or is that he's been here for those whole 4 years of the war. But I'm pretty sure it's just 1 year or something. But he came here alone, and then he's now just telling the scouts, okay, I'm gonna be doing this, so you guys better come help me. Eren's never been the person to take charge, and the fact that he finally was, not finally, as if he had it, everyone else had a choice, because they're just like, oh, you're one of us, so we kind of gotta help you, but at the same time, you kind of fucking us up here. Yeah, they had no choice but to actually see, once everyone started grouping back together, like Armin, for example, he looks pissed. Armin looks pissed, disappointed, and sad all at the same time. I don't know how Attack on Titan does this, no matter whether it was a Wit Studio or now Mappa, but just with the eyes, you can just tell so many emotions alone. Yeah, he and even Eren's looking at him like, oh shit, I may have fucked up here, my bad, man. Like, my hand's still out to help you, but hey, you done fucked up. Then when he actually gets on the ship, and Levi, oh Levi, yeah, I can't believe how filthy you are. I mean, yeah, he does look homeless. I can't lie about that. Regardless of the homelessness, if we're talking about how filthy he is in the soul inside, yeah, I mean, he was greeted by Levi with a swift kick, same as usual, nothing there. And Armin to stop Levi as well. I mean, stop Mikasa from stopping Levi. Yeah, everyone pointing guns at Eren. He's pretty much a criminal at this point, because they mentioned they wanted to tie him up and question him, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I'm just thinking, like, what was going on through the scouts' heads as they got these letters from Eren. Because imagine, first of all, your homie just disappears. The one with the Titan powers, the one who is able to charge stuff for you, he disappears. Then all of a sudden you start getting some letters talking about some, yeah, so I'm going to be starting a war on the enemy soil. Come help me. Here's the address. Make sure you're there. I'm going to be starting it regardless whether you are or not. So please, I don't want to die. Help me. So they had no choice. They kind of can't lose their Titan man. But at the end of the day, he took charge without anyone else's permission, and now I'm guessing he's gonna get the consequences for it. Yeah, this just everyone is. Eren is he's something. He's something. I'm glad to see it's not that everyone is as sadistic as Eren has become. Everyone else still has emotions and feelings and all of that. It's just Eren. It's just Eren who's kind of messed right now. But hey, we move. We move. They were mentioning here about this being the new Elden Empire's first battle, with a huge victory. And yeah, as Jean then mentioned afterwards, like how many battles are gonna have to come afterwards, because throughout their whole lives, they've just been going through battle after battle, and all they want is peace. They want freedom. They thought once they reached the ocean, that was it. They've finally had peace and freedom. They don't need to worry about no enemies. Now it's continuing. So now the question is, because now they're not just up against Marley, they're up against the world, and that is a big threat. That is a very big threat. One island compared to the world. I mean, granted, some of these people who are helping them are people from the rest of the world, and there's probably more out there. But even so, that's still a big ratio of people that because Willie's speech is now true. He was saying about how these Eldian devils, they're here to start a war, all of that, and he was using it as a point to show like, okay, they're gonna burst through and have their appearance during my speech about it, so it's gonna prove to the rest of the world that these guys are the bad guys. We need to team up against them, and he's done that, and they've proved it. So yeah, this is gonna be a long, drooling war. War is just war is war. I really don't appreciate that at this point when Connie was hugging Jean and Sasha, that Sasha just had the view. Like, I feel like there was a couple shots that was like this of Sasha being near the door, and it was just panning out and looking at her and technically the rest of them. But obviously, granted, we'll go into that stuff afterwards. But yeah, that was because I also knew what was gonna happen in this episode. I was unfortunately spoiled a while back from, I think it was like a tweet or something that someone made. So I knew it was gonna happen. No, what happened was I knew what was gonna happen. I knew that Sasha was gonna, sometime in the show. I didn't know when, and I knew it was because of Gabi. But yeah, I didn't know when it was until all of a sudden last week, everyone's talking about I'm gonna be so depressed next episode. Oh, what's gonna happen next episode? And then obviously in the preview it showed that Gabi was gonna be on this Zeppelin where everyone else is. So I was like, shit, here's where it's about to happen. I thought it wasn't gonna hit as heavy because I knew what was about to happen, but it still did. It still did because of what was going on at that time. And yeah, we'll go into that afterwards. See, now, I'm going to make another prediction right here. This one's a bit more obvious than the Zeke theory, but we'll get into Zeke theory as well. But I think Falco is going to switch sides, because in this speech that Gabi was having, Falco is understanding where the Eldians are coming from. I mean, he's Eldian, but the Paradis Islanders are coming from, and like they weren't in the wrong. This was just revenge. This is how war is. So because they've currently got them captive and whatnot, I feel like Falco is going to switch sides. He is most probably the one who's going to inherit the Armored Titan as well. I just don't see, like, as much as Gabi is lined up to get it, I just don't think it's going to happen. Falco seems more accustomed to it that he will. I don't know how to explain it, but it seems that way. And even with like when Reiner was telling him, oh, you need to make sure that you get the Armored Titan, save Gabi from this hell. Yeah, that's just how I feel. That might happen. I'm gonna call that right now. Falco switches sides and has the Armored Titan. It doesn't have to happen at the same time, but sometime both those things will happen. Moving on. Next up, we have Sasha actually getting shot and died. The moment I saw this and she was the one of the people near the back, and Gabby's crawling in. First of all, I don't know. What pisses me off is the fact that she has never used ODM gear or nothing. Like, none of these grapple, whatever. Yeah, she's a trained soldier or warrior, whatever you want to call them, but never used them before. And she was able to keep stable with a dead body that was holding it, Falco holding on the edge as well, and they didn't fall or nothing. Make it make sense. I don't know. That was annoying. I don't think it should have happened, but hey, it did. And then of course, Gabi rolls in on the floor, and oh, I kind of missed it there, but yeah, rolls in, shoots Sasha. Damn, man. Like, why are you so shocked? You shot someone, and you're shocked you did. Fuck Gabi. That's what I gotta say first of all. Fuck Gabi. Everything I previously said, if you've ever seen my tweets where I'm like, oh, stan Gabi, oh, Gabi's sick, I really like Gabi's character and how she's been. No, I retract everything. Fuck Gabi. She didn't have to kill Sasha like that. Why couldn't it be just like one of the random new scouts? Like, I wouldn't have cared for them, but this is Sasha. This is good potato girl. Like, nah. Or technically she hadn't died here yet. She'd just been shot. But even so, just when she has her final words and whatnot later. So when this conversation between that random Mali commander, and I realized I was saying her name wrong. I got informed. It's Peak, not Piek. I don't know why I was saying it like that. But Peak. When Peak was talking about, oh, I saw that soldier from somewhere, and it was someone from the scout ships which they sent a while back. That's just thing, because that's one of the scout ships that went missing. So you're really telling me every single one that went there, they were like, damn, these guys kind of nice, you know, we might have to roll with them. Just switch sides, and now they're part of the scouts and they're chilling with them. That's insane. The scouts really must have some sort of convincing way of converting people, whether it be torture, whether it be talk no jutsu. I don't know. We might be able to see it. I doubt it. Maybe in the flashbacks, but yeah, that's interesting to think, because I just thought it was a case of like, oh, Armin was protecting the fleets and or the docks or whatever, like the edge wall. I don't know what you call it, like the beach, the ocean, that part. Armin was protecting there with the Colossal Titans, so every single time that someone would come around, they would just go, oh, stomp. But yeah, clearly not. Clearly they just converted these guys to work with them. And here's homie on Yankapan, who's flying the airship right now. Like, hey, the scouts are really growing, you know, getting some diverse characters. This is what we like to see. I never thought I would have seen fellow brothers in Attack on Titan at all. Like, at all. I just thought they didn't exist in this world. That was it. But to think we're getting a lot, you know. But yeah. Now, the thing in this episode that had me so fucking excited, but it was annoying to try and be excited after what just happened with Sasha, the fact that my theory about Zeke was right. I knew it. He died way too quickly. There was some stuff he was mentioning in previous episodes and going back, because even going back to season 3 part 2, when Zeke had just been wrecked by Levi, and then he was like, oh, are you Eren Yeager, after he had got captured, after Peak was able to get him, and then they rode around places, and he found Eren. He was like, oh, are you Eren Yeager? I'm gonna try and save you one day. He clearly didn't want to actually fight or kill Eren, so that's an additional bonus. And then yeah, just everything which I mentioned in the last breakdown and all my Twitter posts and whatnot, it was just way too bait. Zeke was most definitely someone who was working with these guys. He had to make it look believable that he died, even though personally I don't think that was believable. He died way too quickly. Again, same man that cleared all the scouts just died in 2 shots. Not even 2, 1 shot. 1 shot. Calling out Levi, saying you're running out of time because the Zeppelin was look, it just all added up. I don't even need to re-go over those points. But I am so glad my theory about this was right, and the fact that Zeke was actually the imposter. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, with my track record on theories, so the Zeke theory was right. my theory about time travel, which I haven't mentioned it to YouTube, but I mentioned this on Twitter a while back. In season 1, there's some shots of near the main cast of like Kid Eren and whatnot. It looks like there's future Eren around them, and I do feel like time travel is involved in the show. Like, we've already seen that memories can be traveled along no matter what time frame, because it was when Eren Kruger was talking to Grisha before he gave him the attack titan, and he was like, you have to do this for Mikasa, Armin, and everyone else. And yeah, he was like, oh, I don't know whose memories those are. So we know that memories can time travel. Whether people time travel, we're gonna have to see. But even like the first episode of the show is to you 2,000 years later. That sounds pretty time travel to me. I don't know about you. So we're just gonna have to see. I really hope no one spoils in the comments. I might have to mute comments just in case they. I say mute comments, but just not check them just in case. But yeah, that's pretty much my small theory about time travel. So we have the Zeke one true, time travel theory yet to be disclosed. Falco getting the armored titan and switching sides. I'm guessing that one won't be too long till we see. But yeah, that is really something. Now, it must be crazy to see, like, from Gabi and Falco's perspective, this war chief that you've been like aspiring to be like and all that, who a part of your country's great thing is working for the enemy, like, or not working for, or working with the enemy, I should say. And to see that, and you're just like even Gabi, moments before seeing Zeke, was like, oh, I want to aspire to be like Zeke after he's just died. I'm gonna carry on his legacy, and everyone else will. Bro, he's in the other room. I don't know what you're saying. Like, he's just chilling, you know, kind of armless and legless, but you know, it's part of the plan. It just had to look somewhat believable. But yeah, that must be the ultimate betrayal. Top 10 anime betrayals, most definitely. Zeke mentions here that obviously they now have both the Founding Titan and the Titan of Royal Blood. Founding Titan, Royal Blood. Now the question is, how are they going to use the Founding Titan power? Because, so we last saw when Eren used it, he had to touch someone with royal blood when Dinah Fritz was coming along and he punched her, and then all the Titans started messing up. Are you telling me that when they're both in their Titan forms, the homies are going to be holding hands and controlling Titans? Like, I don't know if that's going to work. The most logical answer would be give Zeke all of Eren's powers, but Zeke only has 1 year left to live, so that again is not the greatest doubt. And I doubt they would do that for someone like, they've known Eren for all this time, they barely know Zeke as it is, so I doubt they're gonna do that. Now Eren, I don't know whether if Eren ate Zeke, would it count? Because he says royal blood, not royal body. One of my friends mentioned this. So it could be a case that if Eren was to eat someone with royal blood, he's then fine and can use the powers. And if that's the case, no, wait, Grisha ate someone with royal blood to get the Founding Titan power, right? Technically meaning the royal blood would have been flowing through Grisha. But was he able to use the Founding Titan power? Didn't his eyes look different? I'm pretty sure his eyes looked like the Founding Titan, didn't they? So if that's the case, then maybe just eating Zeke should work. I might have to look for an image afterwards. If I have, then I'll probably put it during editing. You've probably already seen it. I don't know if Zeke's is the same, but yeah. Not Zeke, I mean Grisha is the same as the Founding Titan eyes. We'll have to see. But yeah, that does pose an interesting theory about how they're going to use the Founding Titan power. Because with that, now they'll be able to take all the Titans that are inside the walls and just massacre the world. So yeah, that will be insane. I mean, that is a clear way of winning. That's how you get in your victory royale. But yeah, I'm really curious as to how they're going to do that. So yeah, at this point, when Connie walks in and tells everyone that, you know, Sasha's dead, like she dizzle squizzled. Man, that hurt. I had such mixed feelings because I was so happy the fact that my Zeke theory was right. But I was so depressed because Sasha just died. So how am I supposed to feel? What emotion? I was just straight faced. I didn't know what to look. I was like, hey yo, I'm dying internally amazed at, I don't know, man. But to think, like, Sasha, they really killed the main character here. Like, who's the last main character we had died? I think Bertolt? Like, out of the scouts, I mean. Because season 1, we had Marco, and then all of Levi's squad. Though that's the thing, everyone who's died thus far, we haven't known them for this long. I mean, Bertolt was the only one, like, when he actually got killed. We're like, but at the same time, Bertolt didn't have much to him until they revealed that he was the Colossal Titan, and since then they started having character development. But up until that point, we didn't have much. He was just that silent who always followed Reiner. But Sasha has been there since day. Like, Sasha? Why? And now that makes me feel like, who else out of the main cast could die? Please don't say. If in the comments, please don't say. But that's so depressing. Like, I don't know who else can die. I don't know who else could easily get killed off. I know the Ackermans are safe. Like, there's no point about saying that. I mean, Levi, I'm a bit scared about, because I remember there was one scene in the trailer that looked like it was Levi dead or something. It could have just been him injured. I don't know, because then there was also the part where he was surrounded by Titans. Could be linked, could not be. I don't know. But the Ackermans, they're safe. They're Ackermans, you know? That's like saying in Dragon Ball, Goku is gonna die but not come back. Like, it's just, we know it's gonna happen, that he's safe. And she's safe, Mikasa as well. So, yeah. Now, this part was kind of interesting. Sasha, or Eren, asking about Sasha's last words. And she said, meat. Annoyingly enough, one of my friends has been repeatedly saying meat to me for the past week. I've had no knowing as to why, but now I see. It's weird to see this Eren finally, like, we haven't seen season 4 Eren with any emotion other than anger or hatred or I want to kill everyone. But to see him actually, like, burst out laughing and giggling, everyone's like, what the fuck? Why are you laughing, bro? She just died? This is your fault because you brought all the scouts into it? Levi even said it. But, I mean, you can't blame. Imagine your last words being meat. I would laugh in that situation. As much as I may have loved the person, if the person said meat as their last words, I mean, and yeah, also him remembering the flashback, and like, nah, it was emotional. It was emotional, like, re-seeing it. I'm gonna have to rewatch all of Attack on Titan again, man. Like, when this season ends, I'm gonna rewatch it all, but damn, this was, yeah. I can't blame Eren for laughing, but at the same time wants to be so angry and sad. But it's weird to see the fact that this is the first time that we've actually had emotion from him. Like, seeing this Eren with emotion doesn't look right to me. I don't know what it is. It doesn't. But I'm glad to see there is still some sanity and humanity in him. Granted, it's because one of his friends died, but yeah, I can't blame him. And finally, next episode, what we're gonna see is well, some backstory. I'm guessing, okay, because John's hair looks longer, so does Connie's. So this is clearly in between the time skip, which I'm really glad we're actually, and on Yonkapon as well. Damn, we're gonna see these. Nah, this is gonna be weird. Seeing everyone like back on Paradise, like, it's been a while. It's been a damn while. But yeah, it's gonna be nice seeing everyone back on Paradise. I say everyone, rip Sasha. Yeah, and Eren here, like, he looked slightly kind of normal. I mean, he didn't look homeless for one, so that's something. I can't tell. Is this Zeke? No, it's not Zeke. It looks like young Zeke, which is what's confusing me. But it's not young Zeke, because this is clearly during the time where Zeke would be older. So, I don't know who this is. I'm guessing this is someone new. that we haven't met yet. So there's that. But yeah, this episode really hit me. This episode was really something. Again, watch Attack on Titan if you haven't already, because you are missing out, please. But if you're watching this, you probably have watched Attack on Titan or watching it. But yeah, that's another one of these breakdown videos. To be honest, this might be the only time I'm posting content on YouTube, is just for these breakdown videos. I was thinking of signing up for Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll see, maybe. I don't know, but for Attack on Titan, definitely I'm gonna have to keep them coming with how these episodes are going. It just keeps getting better and better. I still think last episode has been my favorite episode this season, if not one of my favorites in the show, because yeah, that episode was amazing. But yeah, thank you for watching. This has been my little reaction / breakdown of this episode. Hope to see you guys for next week's one. And yeah, watch Attack on Titan. I'll see you in a bit.